Good evening, everyone. It's my privilege to extend a warm welcome to all of you to today's CME session. I warmly welcome our director, our deputy director who is watching this through VC. Thank you for your continued guidance and support to the mediation community. It is also my pleasure to welcome today's resource person, senior counsel, Anuradha ma'am, trainer and mediator at the Karnataka Mediation Center. We are very grateful to have you with us today to share your valuable insight. I also extend a warm welcome to all the participants who have joined through VC, including our mediator friends from Dharwad and Kalburgi and the members of KMC Bengaluru present here today. Your presence reflects our shared commitment to learning and strengthening the practice of mediation. I now request the director to kindly present the flower bouquet to our resource person as a token of welcome. May, may I welcome the director and the resource person to the dais. Now, without taking much time, I request Senior Counsel Anuradha ma'am to kindly commence today's session on the topic, the mediator as instrument, managing the inner dialogues for effective mediation. Thank you. Over to ma'am. Sorry, this also on. Yeah. No worry.
So, good evening, everyone. How did you? Busy, ಸರಿಗಿದ್ಯಾ? ಇಲ್ವಾ? Lot of ego. Now, this is better? No, I thought standing in one corner is not capturing the audience. Did you all find that? Is this position of mine better for you all? I think so. Echoing. Yeah, let's sort that out. Okay, now is it echoing? Better? You have to help me. I know you can hear me, but on screen, how it will come? On screen, how it will come? Okay. All right. So let's not waste too much of time. Okay, na this is better. Okay. All right. We'll try to do something, but it doesn't work. So, good evening to everyone. Good evening to our friends from Gulbarga and Dharwad. Um, it's always a pleasure to be back to Mediation Center. It rather awakens a lot of my happiness when I come to Mediation Center. And as I was preparing for this program today, I realized that I have spoken to you more than a couple of times. So I wondered why I have been asked. Maybe sir wants me to improve. I'm not doing a good job, maybe. He wants me to improve. And that's why he has asked me to do it again. but I tried my best to improve. And I hope you'll all enjoy this session that I have put together. Mm, so I thank the Bangalore Mediation Center, all those are friends who have joined from Gulbarga and Dharwad, and to our dear friends who have ran from High Court also and come. Vaishali, then who else? No, our Lakshmi, all of them after finishing a hard session. Am I all audible to everyone? Somebody told me ರವೆ ಇಡ್ಲಿ ತಿಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ ಎಚ್ಚರವಾಗಿರಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ. Now this is better. Overlap ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. I don't know what to do. I'm a little far away. It's better, no? Mm. Okay, so I had thought that I will sit there and do, but I'm here. So let's see how I can manage both. So I had thought of this topic last time. Brinda was talking about. Brinda, where are you? Yes, Brinda spoke to us about. Any guesses? Forgotten? Emotions. Yeah, controlling outbursts in parties, right? So now we shall see the inner dialogue. So in a mediation, everybody's attention, please. Yeah. This is a very interesting topic. Only if I require little bit of attention from you. Okay? In a mediation, there will be parties who come with. What do parties come with in a mediation? Tension. Then pent up emotions, tensions. What do they come with? Anxiety, turmoils, preconceived notions. Very good. Somebody from Dharwad or Gulbarga can tell me what do parties come in mediation with? ಯಾವ ಭಾವನೆಯಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಏನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ mediationಗೆ? Parties bring conflict to mediation. Correct? All right. What do advocates bring? Okay. Advocacy, very good. What else do advocates bring? Creating conflict, creative conflicts. Very good. Advocates bring strategies to mediations. Now, there is a third person in that. Who is this third person? So, yeah. So, it's all of you and all your minds. It's about you and your minds. So, when you're listening to mediators, when the mediators are listening to parties, what happens to your mind? Your mind is there. What happens? What goes on in your mind? Somebody can say, now I'm talking to you. What is going on in your mind? ಯಾವಾಗ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತಾರೋ ಏನೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಅಲ್ವಾ ನಾಟ್ ಯೆಟ್ ಏನಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನಾವು ಮನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಮೀಡಿಯೇಷನ್ ಕೂತಾಗ ಯಾವಾಗ ಮುಗಿಯುತ್ತೆ one thought whether they will settle or not, whether these people are totally not educated, all these thoughts will come, right? You agree with me, everybody? Right? Now these thoughts are our inner thoughts. That is our inner dialogue. It keeps on going. As somebody is talking to us, we are having inner dialogues to us, within us. Why do these inner dialogue happen? In mediation, generally it is work pressure, time pressure, outcome pressure. You're always worried because you want the best. So outcome pressure. These are all the pressures that happens in a mediation with the mediator's mind. Is everybody with me? Everybody is agreeing with that, right? Now, who is this instrument? Whenever we want to play, if we take mind as an instrument, and if we want to play the mind there, we should tune. Anything we play a sitar, veena, flute, mouth organ, our friend plays. What do we do? we tune it, even though strings are fine, even though we played just an hour ago the instrument. Sir will sing. Even he would have just finished one song. When he sings the second song, again, he's clearing his throat. He's trying to adjust. Tuning of an instrument is very important in every situation. So, this inner dialogue mind requires to be tuned. How do we do it? Generally, people tell me, ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮ ಓದ್ತೀವಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರುಗಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನಂಗೆ ಏನೇನು ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆಯೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳ್ಕೊತೀನಿ. This is good for life. We have many things in Gita and things like that where they say that your mind, if you make your mind, if you win over your mind, it becomes your friend. Otherwise, it is your enemy. That's what is said. But these are all religious aspects. Let us understand scientifically what people have said. So, some of the professors or scientists who have worked in this field say that today, in this hustling, bustling world where everybody wants to go achieve something,
Correct.
today's competition, let's take 50 years ago, and we had a system like this. At least more than half of we women would not have been there. Correct? So, today, we are ourselves a competition. We have come in the foray. So, it means you have to better. Just let's take the cricket example. 2020, today, how much are they hitting? When it started, 98, 100, 110 was the highest score. Last week's score was 246, 254. Just imagine in 20 balls, somebody has to hit. That means you have to up the game. That means technique has to be done. So, for this, they called it as emotional intelligence. So, these inner dialogue, emotional intelligence, I will say, is an ability to identify and manage your emotions, the ability to harness emotions and apply them to tasks like thinking and problem solving. Means being aware of our emotions with the way they affect our behavior, especially in interacting with other people. How do we do this? Anybody has an idea? No one. Or no one wants to give me a takkar or something, right? By involving yourself, okay, by being more patient, by creating new things. So today I'll give you 4 aspects. We'll explain little by little. I'll try and finish as quickly as possible. So the first of the aspects are self-assessment. These are the 4 aspects. This will not only help you in your mediations, but also as a person. All of us here are beyond our 30s. Anyone in their 30s here? No, right? Yeah, 15 years practice is required. Why is it required? I will tell you as we go ahead. So we are all now come almost half of our lives. In all these years, we tried so many things. We tried our inner skills to achieve something. ಘನತತ್ವಕ್ಕೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. We tried everything. Sometime we have to come to a stage in life where let us start thinking our inner thoughts. So one is self-assessment, self-regulation management, then social awareness skills, and organizational relationship management. These are the 4 aspects. I'm not saying there are 3 main important persons. One of that is Daniel Goleman, who has spoken about emotional intelligence. He was not the first person. He was a person who made this concept popular. How this happened was when we were all growing up, they will say your IQ should be there. Then only you will be able to do something in life. IQ ಇಲ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲೂ ಅಡ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. IQ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್, ಬೇಗ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಂಥ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ. IQ. They say 15, 20 numbers you should remember. So we used to all by heart. Now we can't, it doesn't need. In your mobile, you don't need anybody. Do you know your mate's number by heart? You may know your spouse's number at best. You may not know because it's all stored in. So today, when we want to better ourselves, do better in an organization, to move up the ladder, they say understanding each other and working together for a effective outcome, emotional intelligence becomes more important. If you want to go from one stage in your life to the next stage, these four components are very helpful. Now, self awareness is the ability to understand one's own emotions and their effects on our performances. What does this mean? Exercise. Who is ready for this? During mediation, which behavior triggers you the most? None of the above ಅಂತನೂ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. A party repeatedly interrupting, personal attacks between parties, lawyers asking questions, right? One by one by one. Yes, Vidya. Yes, lawyers arguing with each other. How many of us say that is the most irritating thing? Then parties refusing to move from their position. In spite of all the tricks that you have said, they are not willing to understand. Yes, correct. You also agree with that. So it could be any of us. I have only put down few. It could be much more. So they say that first you should be aware what bothers you most. You have to note it down. That is the first step towards emotionally intellectualizing yourself. You should be aware of what is bothering me the most. Now, many times it may happen in mediation, but when you go as a mediator, something else must be bothering you. Somebody coming late, your maid coming late, your auto fellow or taxi fellow coming late, your dhobi coming late, many things. Generally, people coming late, people lying. What of this? So they say, please note down what bothers you the most, what irritates you the most. Once you make this awareness, next you have to regulate. How do you regulate? So when that's what they say, begins when we recognize that what activates our emotional response. Only when we are self-aware, we know what irritated us and what we responded. So how do we regulate? How do we self-regulate? Any thoughts on that? Any suggestions from Dharwad and Gulbarga? ಸರ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ. How do we regulate? Let's take these examples now. How do you regulate? So this day, between a stimulus and a response, there's a space. I'll explain what it means. Now, let's assume when you breathe, you take in your breath and you breathe out, there is a pause. How many of you have observed that pause? Correct? There's a pause. Now, that pause should come in your conversations. How do we do? I'll give example. Today I finished my class. Let's say, sir tells me tomorrow, your session was not so good. See, human mind gets irritated for a criticism. This is very, very, what shall I say, swabhavik. This happens with everyone. It irritates when you get a criticism. That is when if you take a pause, so that is a stimulus. So he stimulated my emotion by making a comment. But if he says that your talk was very good, that automatically comes. But where that is outside aspect. We are talking of how do I regulate. What would you say to him if you presented, I tell you, sir, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಓದ್ದೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರ? ಹಾ or you will take it in a constructive way? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe perhaps I need to know much more than what I have done. That's it.
Yes.
Then only one can come up.
Yes. I'm not saying no to it, but how many out of 10 people, how many will tell the way you said?
If someone has been directly ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿಲ್ಲ,
You're rude. 1 second, one more. No, see, we are not trying to give a best answer here. We are trying to assess how I can regulate my stimulus. Because of that stimulus, I got upset within me. If I'm going to reply to say you're being very rude, then my productive activity with the person is gone. So I will think, now let's say I'm just thinking, I'll say, I may not have that much of patience, but they say if you're regulating yourself, you can turn and ask which aspect of the talk you felt was not good. This won't come very easily. Only when now that you've heard me, if you make it, if this comes into your mind next time somebody irritates you, then you will say, oh, madam said, take a pause. And then you will think of a nice answer to give back. So they say, when there is a stimulus which annoys you, always take a pause. Now, pause means not like stand quietly. It is an internal pause which you would not have realized. Friends, you practice this, it will come. Only thing is you have to practice it. It will come. Mind is like your AI. What you put into it, it will give back to you. Only thing is you have to do that. So for persons who know Hindi, ನಂಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಪದ ಸಿಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರೋ ಕನ್ನಡ ಪಂಡಿತರು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಪಾಸ್ಗೆ ವಾಟ್ ವುಡ್ ಬಿ ದ ನೈಸ್ ವರ್ಡ್? ನಿಲ್ಲುಗಡೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಿಲ್ಲುವಂತಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದು ಒಂದು ಕ್ಷಣದ ನಿಲು. ಸ್ಥಿರತೆ. ಒಂದು ಕ್ಷಣಿಕ ಸ್ಥಿರತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾ? Madam, ಬರಲ್ಲ. Actually, there's no, I couldn't get a word. But in Hindi, those in Gulbarga can, I think the Gulbarga people have gone away. ತಡೆ. ಒಂದು ತಡೆ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಟೆಹರಾವ್. ಸರ್, ಟೆಹರಾವ್. Just stand for a pause. No. ತಟಸ್ಥ is a new, no. ಒಂದು ವಿರಾಮ. ವಿರಾಮ means full stop. No. It's not a full stop. It is a pause to think something, to give a better answer. The minute you say, which of my talk didn't you like? Now it makes the other person also start thinking whether the comment came from an impulsive or whether the person really meant it or otherwise. So, to self regulate, you have to have not a reflection but a response, not a react. Exactly. That's exactly. How do we condition the mind? These are the elements I'm showing. One was self awareness, now is self regulation. So, emotional intelligence would mean self awareness and self regulations. Next, what is it? Three more things. Social skills. How do we get social skills? One of the aspect of social skills is empathy. Now, when we say we've learned so much about empathy. Anybody can define what empathy is? Yeah, that's very nice. Sir, one example kodi. Sir, mic kodi ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ. Being in other shoes. One example kodi.
When somebody comes and tells me the problem, I should think if I were to be in that sort of a thing, what I could have been expecting, the results could perhaps be. And then react on that.
Okay, how many of you agree with him or anyone who disagree with him? You agree with him. Anyone who disagree with him? No. Yes, sorry. Correct. You don't identify, you understand. Okay, I'll give you an example. Let's say there are three friends. Just listen to this example. Three friends. Q, R, and S are three friends. Q lost his mother 2 years ago. All of them have got loving mothers. They have one of them, that is Q, has lost his mother 2 years ago. All three are very close friends. They are college going students. R's mother passed away this morning. So what will happen? Q and S will go to their house. Both of them are feeling sad. Okay. Now, Q has experienced this pain before. So Q is feeling empathy or sympathy? Compassion. Okay, let me little more say. Q has gone through the very same experience. So he knows what it is to lose a mother. What is the feeling in S? S is feeling, because S doesn't know what it is to lose a mother. But S is also crying profusely. Why? That's what. So that's why I'm requesting. Compassion, sympathy, empathy are three different words. If you listen to me for next 5 minutes, you'll be able to see the very subtle difference between the two, between all of this. S is feeling sympathy because his close friend has lost something. He's feeling that loss, seeing the friend cry. But Q understands the loss of his friend. So Q feels sympathy, whereas Q feels empathy, whereas S feels sympathy. Now I have put it on the screen. You can see this. This is the best. From last, when we had our Kannada book Vansati Madhyal Bandaga, Anubhuti anta bardidvi ನಾವು. Anubhuti is just pain or any experience. So either we call it as Sahanubhuti. In Hindi also it is called Sympathy, Sahanubhuti. Anubhuti. Okay. So this is the ability to feel another's pain. You see, S was feeling bad that R lost his mother. S was not feeling the loss of the mother. There's a difference. Am I able to communicate to you all? There's a difference between the two. The ability to feel another's sufferings. It can be a person, animal, or fictional. What do I mean by that? What do I mean animal? ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು ರಸ್ತೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಒಂದು ಪಕ್ಷಿ ಬಿದ್ದೋಗಿದೆ, ಏನ್ ಅನ್ಸತ್ತೆ? ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಅನ್ಸತ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಈ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಅನ್ನೋ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ sympathy. Please keep that in mind. Each one has a different way of setting it across. As Vaishali just now said, it is the way you understand and feel. Now, what do I mean by fictional? You can imagine, you go to a movie, you see a film star, got cancer, going to die. How many of them have not cried in the movie? That is a sympathetic feeling. Now, if you are going to employ sympathy in your mediation, what will happen? You'll be crying only. So it's not an effective way of doing something better. Right? Okay, now let's see empathy. ಎಂಪತಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಅನುಭೂತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಈಗ ಸಮಾನುಭೂತಿ ಅಂತಾನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಅನ್ಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅದ್ರ ಸಮವಾಗಿ ನನ್ಗೆ ಅನ್ಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಥರಾನೇ ಅನ್ಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಸಹಾನುಭೂತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಐ ಪ್ಲೇ. ಸಮಾನುಭೂತಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆಸ್ ಮಚ್ ಐ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಹಿಸ್. ಸಮವಾಗಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯೋ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ನೋವಾಗಿದೆಯೋ ಅದೇ ತರ ನಂಗೂ ಸಮವಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸಮಾನುಭೂತಿ. Okay, that's why now I have said ability to understand another's mood, mental or emotional state of mind. Is everybody with me? So what's the difference you can see? Feelings somebody else is suffering is different than understanding another's emotional state of mind. Now this can also be with animals. This can also be. So the difference is when you understand somebody's feeling, you are in a position to help them do something. When you feel like what others else is doing, then you will also do something. But in the second case, you only help them to do, but in the first case, you do it yourself. That is the difference between. But nevertheless, the intention, what I want to show, this is not a class for understanding empathy in mediation. This is a class, or this is a topic which I want to show to tell you that one of the elements to become emotionally intelligent is to have both empathy and sympathy within you. Now, passive, where you should use what, you should be able to know. That's when you are a emotionally intelligent person. Are we all together? Yeah? Okay. Now, how to develop empathy? You heard me. You saw the distinction. How do you develop empathy? Yeah. You see, you do something good to them. No. How do you develop empathy? How do you develop the ability to understand people emotion? How do you do that? Empathy is a cognitive skill. Sorry, ma'am. Observation, yes. Do charity. Charity is sympathy, of course. You do charity, but how do you develop empathy? I've asked. How do you develop empathy? This active, active listening. You don't develop the ability. What I'm asking is, how are you going to see now? By doing this class, I'm able to explain to you both to the best of my ability as I have understood what is sympathy and what is empathy. How did I do that? I read about it. It's a cognitive skill. ನೀವು ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಓದಬೇಕು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಏನಾರ ತಜ್ಞರು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಸಿ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಕಾಗ್ನಿಟಿವ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್. ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ವರ್ಕ್ ವಿತ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್. We can only explain this much. I can take another half an hour class and maybe give some more examples. But unless and until ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದು ಮನವರಿಕೆ ಆಗದೆ ಇದ್ರೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮನವರಿಕೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ನೀವು ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಓದ್ಬೇಕು, ಚಿಂತನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಆಸ್ ಐ ಸೆಡ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ ಅರಿವು, ಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅರಿವಾಗಬೇಕದು. ಸಾರಿ, correct. That's why do you feel when you start feeling like what the others, then obviously you're attached? No, because the same feeling is happening within you. Whereas here you only understands others' mood. It could be a positive and negative emotional state of mind of that person. Now let me go back to the same example. Sir is not here. He gives a comment, a stimulus. So if I'm not being empathetic, somebody said advocates always argue and your trigger happens because of advocates. Now if you're able to make yourself understand that advocates are paid to speak, you're getting what I'm saying? If it comes to your mind that advocates are paid to speak, they have to talk in the session. Now let's say you don't like people telling lies. If you're going to tell to yourself that they may be having a reason for telling some lies, they are making out their case from their point of view, from their perspective, then what will happen? The agitation in your mind will go down. When you have this cognitive skills of trying to see, be empathetic, if you're being empathetic, then you will know, yes, probably if I also sit in the advocate's seat, I am also going to fight for my client. the way this person is doing. If that thought comes to your mind, then you will not be as agitated as you were earlier. You have to practice it. Next time when advocates are fighting, think of what I said and see whether you are going to calm yourself a little better, whether there's going to be a change. This is what is called as mind training. This is exactly is mind training. That means you do something, you know what is different. You've all grown up, we've studied, we've got the best education, we have morals, we have ethics, everything we have. And plus you have this continuous mediation sessions also happening. So we also learn from somewhere, and I try to explain it to you. So you will learn and try to inculcate. I also inculcate whatever I learned today here, I also inculcate in something. And that is how you develop these qualities. Now, social skills. Any doubts on this? Of course, maturity is one more. Let's say these three friends were 50 years or 60 years in age. The thoughts would have been different, no? Now, that is why we all have minimum 15 years of experience required for this. So, social skills, teamwork. In an organization, it's very important to do teamwork. But our teamwork should be towards the goal that we want. I would be very happy if I could sign a petition which says we want these kind of speakers to come and speak to us. That is growing the institution. I'm very happy that we are all collecting or collectively taking action for our betterment. That's fine. There's no difficulty in that. But when we come to teamwork in an organizational setup, we should also try to see how we can best try to bring the best person to speak about. Another ancillary subject along with this is removing prejudices from our mind. There are many experts in that field. Identify a person. Ask that person to come and speak to you. Your knowledge will gain. ಘನತತ್ವ ಒಂದಕ್ಕೆ ದಿನರಾತ್ರಿ ಮನಸೋತು ನೆನೆಯುವುದು ಮನವು ಇನ್ನೊಂದನು. We have to, if we want to achieve something, we should always be thinking of that only. This mediation is my team, so I will see how best we can all become best mediators. Sorry, sir? Yes, to get each achieving more together. Relationship management. Now we are a big family, right? We used to be like 20 and then 40 and then 60, and now we are 120. It is going to be, it is bound to be clashes, lack of coordination. Tomorrow we may get a very important case where we have two mediators doing together. They professionally, unless and until ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಚೇರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಾಗ we will do it, madam, not required every day. That doesn't work that way. I'll tell you why. Young students who come in the court, they submit. When Vaishali would have seen in court, judge will say something. Yeah. They will say. No training. Correct. That only after 15 years, they will say, yes, please. Obliged. But if I'm not going to make that effort to change myself, my language is not going to change. So, when in relationship management, unless and until we tell to ourselves that when I come to my workspace, I have to, whatever you may use the word, respect, honor, whatever you use the word, I will have to sail along with everyone. Then only you will be able to grow from. ಕೆಲವ್ರು ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರ ಸ್ವಭಾವನೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು, ಅವ್ರ ಮೊದಲಿಂದನೇ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್, ವೇರ್ ಡು ಐ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ವೈ ಡು ಐ ಸ್ನ್ಯಾಪ್ ವಿತ್ ಪೀಪಲ್, why do I show off all the time? Why is it that every class I only should take? Why only Anuradha should stand? Why not someone else? This is self-assessment. We have to do that self-assessment to us. Organization. I don't want to go with Sri Kumar for next training session. He doesn't allow me to speak. Why? No, because tomorrow you're all going to be trainers. One of the difficult times we had was when one couldn't go with the other. I can't handle this person, I can't handle that person can't handle me, forget about me handling someone. So let's make ourselves more nicer for everyone. And that is one of the lies. I'm not saying it's none of my theory. These are all scientifically proven theory. I'll tell you. So these three scientists, they approach Dalai Lama. So they have a mind reading like unit in the University of Colorado. So they wanted to check that how a mind reads when we're in a different stages, calmness and everything, various. So they asked Dalai Lama to allow them to do reading of all the monks who are in various monasteries. One of the biggest monasteries we have is a Samgyam monastery in Dharmashala. Vaishali and I had gone there 25 years ago. We were more interested in buying things outside than looking at the monastery. I think we should go again and see the monastery from inside. So they went there. The article he writes, they took 7 lakh tons of equipments to Dharmshala. And finally, after speaking to Dalai Lama, and he spoke to the main guy there in Dharmashala's Samgyam monastery, they agreed that all the monks will assemble to give them their experiences about one individual, like how we all do session. So they agreed. All the instruments were taken, checking gadgets, laptops, computers, everything. So they made people all sit like this, all the monks, and they asked one volunteer. They put a small screen and they put the volunteers with all wires and just to check how when he breathes, what will happen. They want to show that. So they put everything to his head. And then after 2 hours, he turned around and all of them started laughing. So the scientist felt, what kind of reaction is this? So he says, I didn't understand that what they were trying to communicate to me is that I have come to read on mind and I have put the wire in the head and not in the heart. So he says, it took me 10, 15 years to realize that there is something like a mind and a heart synchronization, which these monks have learned. These are the people who have written these books. So these are some scientifically proven strategies they are given, not mine. So they say mindful meditation. So it improves in health. I'm also hoping one day I will go to that meditation aspect, yet to go. So it awareness is emotions, pain. I'm sure there are many people who always mediates. We have young mediators, so I thought this would be a good chart for you people to understand and practice to have better evolvement. How you have helps reduce anxiety, stress, and nervousness. Any other things that anybody it has helped anyone? We have some seniors here, how they have managed to control their mind. Any sorry, sir? Determination should be there, okay? Anyone who has worked on their minds, try to. I have go to trekking, go to nature, go to nature. That's good, nice. Then meditation, of course, I have already written mindful meditation. So I went to a wellness spa a few years ago, and in their chart they written mindful tea tasting. ನಾನು ಹಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಏನು mindful tea tasting. So we went. It was a 4 o'clock session. So they had arranged it all so well with cups and kettles and everything neatly. So we were 6, 7 of us. We are more interested in finding out how are you, where did you come from, what you do in profession, how much you earn. We are somehow in this urbanized mind, we are like that. So we are interested talking about all that. So she came and she made us all sit, and then she explained each tea. She said how you should pour it, how you should make it, and then sit. And every sip is about some knowledge. Anyway, I did not feel it was anything great, but I can tell you that if you actually do it, you will experience something from within inside. That much I can tell. It's a process. You have to do it every time. It will change your mind. Your mind will start listening to you. No, but if you are doubting me, you have to practice it. But what I can tell you is it will change. It will change. Like, let's say you are here, you will come here. You won't come here. There are many people who are already here. If this is the good side, there are many people who are here. By nature, God has given them a good mind, a good amygdala. I've spoken to you all about amygdala. So, amygdala is a small element in our brain which has the reptile brain. Reptile brain has got only two commands for a reptile brain. If somebody attacks you, the reptile will either run away or attack back. These are the two commands. That is flight or fight. Let's say our Mehta ji has taken a new car, very nice, posh. Son has given him his first fees earnings. He has bought a nice car. He's coming to mediation center. Somebody comes and hits him at the back. What will happen to your mind? ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವನು ಎಡ್ದು ಹೊಡಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸತ್ತೆ ತಾನೆ? How many of you feel that? Let's be honest, right? That's what we don't want to say. We don't want to admit. That's what is self-awareness all about. You have to admit, yes, I feel that. But you get down and you come at the back and you see the scooter fellow has fallen. His little baby also has fallen, hit the head on the curb. It's bleeding. What will you do? You'll take the baby to the hospital. How many will not take the baby to the hospital? Not a single. All of us. Oh, tell me, it takes 3 or 4 seconds to come from that door to the back. What changed? Yeah, but what changed in that minute? So what? No. What it says is your amygdala, that's what is called amygdala hijack. It hijacks either a fight mode or a flight mode. Let's say you are in a small vehicle, somebody comes and hit you, driver runs away from there. Why? For him, it is a flight mode. He runs away. Here, you're in a fight mode because you can fight the person. You're in a bigger car. If you were in a small vehicle and somebody came and hit you, you would have ran away from there. Isn't it? So, this amygdala brain works in, I don't know now, 1 lakh fraction of a second. It gives that stimulus response. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಾಳ್ಮೆ ಇದ್ದವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಲೈಟ್ ಆಗಿ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನನ್ನಂತವ್ರಿಗೆ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್. Now I keep working on it. Come down, low down. Then we are a human, right? Then we have a mammalian brain, and then we have a human brain. The human brain has our experiences. ನಮ್ಮನೆಲ್ಲೂ ಯಾರಿಗೋ ಈ ತರ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. That is what will happen. Your compassion will come up, and you will come round and then work that way. So this mind is a very funny thing to understand, but it can be captured and held. ಮನವನಾಳುವುದು ಹಠದ ಮಗುವನಾಳುವ ವಿನಯದಿ. That's what I don't say. DVG says. That's what he says. I hope I have written it down. ಮನವನಾಳುವುದು ಹಠದ ಮಗುವನಾಳುವ ವಿನಯದಿ. ಇನಿತಿನಿಸು ಸವಿ ಉಣಿಸು ಸವಿ ಕತೆಗಳಿಂದ. ಅನುಕೂಲಿಸದು ಬರೀ ಕೂಗು ಬಡಿತಗಳಿನದು. ಇನಿತಿತ್ತೆ ಮರೆತಿನಿಸೆ ಮಂಕುತಿಮ್ಮ ಅಂತ. Mana is like a child. Like how the child we sit behind it so many times. ಅದಕ್ಕೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಹೊಡೆದು ಬಡ್ದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಿನ್ನು ಚಂಡಿ ಆಗತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? That's what he says. ಅನುಕೂಲಿಸದು ಬರಿಯ ಕೂಗು ಬಡಿತಗಳಿನದು. ಇನಿತಿತ್ತು ಮರೆತಿನಿಸು ಮಂಕುತಿಮ್ಮ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮರ್ತು ನಾವ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ತಾಯಿಯ parent how keeps on trying to drive the attention away and then bring it back. Oh, I was upset. It's okay. I take a break and I come back. So like that, I am supposed to take care of my mind. And if that inner mind of yours is going to become a little more effective after after my talk, then your mediation will be very productive is what I feel. So these are some of the other tips. Ask why it happened. Identify the negative thought among yourself. find your own remedies. I can only give these many remedies as I can think. Actually, I had a nice exercise for you all. I think we'll skip that because we're almost coming to the time. If anybody is interested, I'll give a questionnaire. Just let me know. We can I'll make it for you and send it maybe by email or something. You can make it your own assessment and find your own answers and try to see how you can develop. So this session was not to find fault with anybody's mind, to say that you're all not mindful, only I am the mindful person and I have learnt everything. No, that was not the session. I've also learnt it in mediation, through mediation, and mediation has made me come closer to my own mind. And I have to credit that for mediation and all my seniors, everyone. So whenever I went with them, heard them speak, so that gave a trigger. Okay, what is it that they say? Let me see how I can read myself better. There is, it's a, uh, it's a life of sacrifice. Yeah, you have to keep on self uprising. You have to keep on reading. So some of the books I don't know whether I put. I think I forgot. There I put Paul Bloom Against Empathy anta. He's a professor in Yale University. He was a professor. He's now retired. Then we have Daniel Goleman's. The book itself is called Emotional Intelligence. You can read about it. ಪುಸ್ತಕದಿ ದೊರೆತರಿವು ಮಸ್ತಕದ ತೆರಳಮಣಿ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ಚಿತ್ತದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆದರಿವು ತರುತರಳ ಪುಷ್ಪ. ವಸ್ತು ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ಕಾರವಾಗುವುದು ಅಂತರೀಕ್ಷಣೆಯಿಂದ, ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರೀತನದಿಂದಲ್ಲ ಮಂಕುತಿಮ್ಮ. You can read the books, but unless and until you don't bring it into your cognitive brain, it's not going to help you. In order to become Sakshatkara means to find yourself ultimately. These are the prescriptions. None of it is mine. I've borrowed from everywhere. I have, I've collated everything and I have brought it. I hope this session was useful and interesting to all of you. I thank the Karnataka Mediation Center for this opportunity. I want to just make a small announcement. If everybody is okay, can I ask something? So myself and Hamsa, Lakshmish and Sheila Rao. So we are all thinking of bringing out a directory for mediators. So we'll work out how it will come, but what we need from you. What do you think of the idea first? So what I have thought, what ourself and team have thought is, let's say this is the book. So we'll keep one page each. Just think that this is not a book like this. It's a book which opens this way. So one page for one mediator. So we'll put a photograph of the mediator. Sorry, sir. Yes. No, I just want to. No, even ಅವ್ರಿಗೂನು ಇದು ಧಾರವಾಡ ಅಂಡ್ ಗುಲ್ಬರ್ಗ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂನು ಅವರು ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್. We are thinking of bringing about this book. So if anybody has any thoughts, please email to one of us. What are your thoughts? We'll include that in this. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, madam. Thank you, madam. Sure, madam. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಸಿಎಂಇ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ
ಲಕಡಿ
ಎಸ್
ಲಕಡಿ
ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಸಿಎಂಇ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ಆಗಮಿಸಿ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಇನ್ನರ್ ಡಯಲಾಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಮೀಡಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ವಿಚಾರವನ್ನು ಮಾತಾಡಿದಂತ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ ಟ್ರೈನರ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮೀಡಿಯೇಷನ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ನ ಮೀಡಿಯೇಟರ್ ಆದಂತಹ SR ಅನುರಾಧ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಈ ಸಿಎಂಇ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅನ್ನು
ಮಾಡಲು ಸಮ್ಮತಿಸಿದಂತಹ ಈ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮೀಡಿಯೇಷನ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ನ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಡೆಪ್ಯೂಟಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಈ CME ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಳವಡಿಸಲು ಸಹಕರಿಸಿದಂತಹ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೈಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ ಆಫ್ ಧಾರವಾಡ ಕಲಬುರಗಿ ಬೆಂಚ್ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಧನ್ಯವಾದವನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ತಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮೀಡಿಯೇಷನ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೀಡಿಯೇಟರ್ಗಳು ಅತ್ಯಧಿಕ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಮಿಸಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಧಾರವಾಡ ಕಲಬುರಗಿ ಬೆಂಚಿನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೀಡಿಯೇಟರ್ಗಳಿಗೂ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮೀಡಿಯೇಷನ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಹಾಗೂ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್.
ಹಲೋ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಗುಲ್ಬರ್ಗ. ಹಲೋ ಹಲೋ ಏನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನ ರೆಡಿ. ಹಲೋ
ಹಲೋ
ಹಲೋ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಗುಲ್ಬರ್ಗ.
ಹಲೋ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ. ಹಲೋ
ಹಲೋ ಗುಲ್ಬರ್ಗ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ರಿ.
ಹಲೋ ಏನಾಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ ಸರ್?
ಹಲೋ ಅದು ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ವಿ ಆರ್ ರೆಡಿ ಫಾರ್. ಹಲೋ
ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ. ನೀವು ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ನಮಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ.
ಜೋರ
ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಬ್ರು ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿ.
ಜೋರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಹಲೋ
ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಬ್ರು ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿ. ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ಹಲೋ
ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? ವಿ ಆರ್ ರೆಡಿ ಫಾರ್ ಅಂತ.
ಸರ್,
ಹಲೋ ಗುಲ್ಬರ್ಗ ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋದು.
ಗುಲ್ಬರ್ಗದಿಂದ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ನಾವು ರೆಡಿ ಇದೀವಿ. ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಏನೋ ಬುಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ
Sir,
ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ.
am I audible, sir?
Yes, we are ready. We are. You are audible. Whether
Am I audible, sir?
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
Sir, can I know what you have some clarification, sir? Can you speak a little loudly?
ಕ್ಲಾರಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ರೆಡಿ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ ಅಂತ.
hello
ಲಕಡಿ
hello from ಗುಲ್ಬರ್ಗ.
ಹೇಳ್ರಿ ಏನು
ಹಲೋ
ಕ್ಲಾರಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್
ನೀನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಲೋ ಒಂದು
They are speaking from there.
ಅಂತ. ಕ್ಲಾರಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಈಗ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಗುಲ್ಬರ್ಗ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ರೆಡಿ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ.
One second, I'll leave it to the speaker.
ಹಲೋ ಹಲೋ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಗುಲ್ಬರ್ಗ. ಹಲೋ ನೀವು ಯಾವ್ದು ಡೈರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರ? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ರೆಡಿ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಡೈರಿ ಅಥವಾ ಬುಕ್ಕು
ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅಂತ
ಹೇಳಿಸ್ತಾನೆ ಇಲ್ರಿ.
ಹಾ, ಓಕೆ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಮೇಲ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಕಳ್ಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ,
ಓಕೆ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಇನ್ನು ಯಾರು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ದು.
ಖಂಡಿತ ಕಳ್ಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಓಕೆ.